I have been playing a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom lately. Well, mainly Marvel 1, Marvel 2, and X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And no, I did not get Wazoo by the Wazzler, mainly because I am ass and my rank is too low, so I would never run into him. Ever since the Marvel vs. Capcom collection came out, we've had a way more convenient way of playing all of these games rather than just using things like Fightcade or Flycast or no DC bid. Nothing against any of you who play in that way, but I've been using them for years and it's not my personal preference. And somewhere out there, someone is still gonna find a way to take that statement the wrong way, but whatever, y'all know what I mean. Having these games on console as well as Steam made it a lot easier to just boot up the game and just play. It also made it a lot easier to play a variety of different players, a lot of them being just as ass as I am, and it's been great. But okay, jokes aside, it's been fun finally being able to play my friends who don't own PCs, not to mention having a proper training mode to actually learn how to play these games. Like bro, I've really been over here trying to learn Magneto Romulus and I have never tried them things in my life and my fucking hands hurt. One of the best parts of this whole experience has been watching players see things they haven't seen before. For instance, the Terror in Marvel 2 that is MSP, MSS, Santhrax, Team Scrub, Team Matrix, and all of these other OP teams. The fact that in these games when Gambit throws up his stab during his super, it actually has a hitbox. Let's go! And then you have my personal favorite, Jin's taunt in Marvel 1. The amount of new tech as well as the content coming from these old games is nearly endless, and watching new players discover all of these things just warms my dark millennial heart. That lab didn't help, did it? Shit, neither did that. But all right, what's the point of all of this praise? Well, I say all of this to say we need more collections and re-releases like this one. In my humble opinion, which normally isn't that really humble, y'all know how this goes, I feel like everyone should have an accessible way to play their favorite fighting games. For instance, my favorite fighting game of all time, as I've said about 1,000,003 times already, is Capcom vs. SNK 2. Hell, I actually still have my physical copy on PS2. Signed by Kenny from Yo Video Games, by the way, even though you could barely see it because the market that we had was ass. But how am I supposed to play this today? Plug in my PS2? Okay, cool. But how do I plug in AV cables to this big behemoth of a TV behind me? I'd have to buy a whole CTR. CTR? I gotta buy a whole Crash Team Racing? I'd have to buy a whole CRT. If not, just converters. But then on top of that, I play most of my fighting games on Fight Stick, which I don't have for PS2. And this is why I'm glad we're getting another Capcom collection with not only my favorite game, but several others that I love playing like Power Stone or Project Justice. Hell, I could run down several games that would be great to have re-released or to be included in some type of collection. For instance, hell, some of y'all already know where I'm going with this. Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York. If they were to somehow, and I mean somehow, release a collection with those two games, I would live on them. And only those two, because we do not talk about that third one. Yeah, nah, we ain't talking about that shit. One day we're gonna have to talk about that shit, aren't we? But anyway, as I said, I would live on those games, specifically Fight for New York. They wouldn't even have to do much, just add in a couple of extra features like online and an actual training mode, because Fight for New York did not have a training mode. And I feel like I shouldn't even have to say that it has to have rollback and crossplay. Unfortunately, that one is close to impossible for several reasons, like paying the celebrities for their likeness or paying labels to use their music. And this has been stated once or twice by both Ice-T and Joe Budden, and I'm sad. And you know what else would be cool? Mortal Kombat. And no. Not current NRS Mortal Kombat, but the old Midway games, the 2D games and the 3D games. And you wanna know something funny? We actually had an arcade collection that included Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on Xbox 360, PS3, and Steam some years ago. But unfortunately, that's no longer available. I mean, yeah, it is Mortal Kombat Trilogy on GOG. Favorite Mortal Kombat, by the way. But nah, seriously, how many of y'all are actually using GOG? That's not a rhetorical question. I really want to know. Also, I don't even like the 3D era MK games that much, but it'd be cool to have these available because people love those games and are deeply attached to those characters. So much so that they absolutely hate the way those characters are portrayed in modern Mortal Kombat. But yeah, let's not talk about that. But you know what else would be cool to have? Yo, I sound like fucking Muscle Man from Regular Show. You know what else would be cool to have? My mom! Hey, Urameshi, you know who else is trying to get those Power Rangers? My mom! Gina, cut all of this shit out. But you know what else would be cool to have? A collection of old Tekken games. But you know what? How about I bring in someone else to talk to you about Tekken? Ladies and gentlemen, my sister, my best friend, my partner in crime, she is the voice of Texas Tekken. Give it up for Tekken commentator Iambic. Take it away.
For the last 30 years, we have experienced one of the most prolific fighting games to undergo major growth and major transitions. That game just so happens to be Tekken. Of course, in this day and age now, where we're surrounded by enhanced visuals and graphics, we were all so excited to see Tekken blend in with this fashion, especially on the Unreal 5 engine. We all love modernity, right? However, what about the previous Tekken titles? We often find ourselves reminiscing about the older Tekken games that we hold near and dear to our hearts, and what older Tekken title introduced us to the Tekken as a franchise itself. It's one thing to think about the game, but it's a completely different thing to actually play the game and experience the nostalgic rush within. Unfortunately, we barely have any access to play these older Tekken titles outside of emulators and a few ports from the PlayStation Store, although they are not of the best quality. What I would like to see Bamco implement is a newly formed and fresh arcade history that they had in Tekken 5. You guys remember when you would go to the Tekken 5 menu and you'll select arcade history and you were able to play Tekkens 1 through 3. But with the new enhanced version, why not play all the games? That's right, all of them. 1 through 7, all of them. Heck, even throw Tekken Revolution in there. Although we don't talk about Tekken Revolution. It'll be a great way to express our love, not just for the new Tekken 8 game, but also the older Tekken games as well. We would love to see that in action.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go ahead and cry in the corner and reminisce about Tekken 4, because that's my baby. Alright? Back to you, Rizzy, or however this is supposed to transition. I don't know.
Yeah, get out of my video now. And yeah, we're actually not gonna talk about Tekken Revolution. We're just gonna skip over the fact that you even said that. I should have Gina edit that part out, but you're lucky I'm gonna be nice. There are indeed other 3D fighters out there that will be cool. Virtual Fighter for one, maybe Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive. But not dead ass, can we actually get a DOA 7? Because there is no way we're going out on DOA 6, right? Right? We're going out on DOA 6 and it's just gonna be focusing on DOA Extreme. It's just gonna be all dating sims at this point. Emery, I am sorry, bruh, because holy shit. Or how about a little game called Bloody Roar? But don't let me tell you, how about a friend of mine talk to y'all about it? Ladies and gentlemen, three-time Bloody Roar Extreme Combo Breaker champion, Jerry the OG. Take it away, bruh.
It is a necessity that Bloody Roar returns due to the accessibility for this series being extremely limited. Bloody Roars 1 and 2 are on the PSN store for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Portable, but these are legacy releases as they were distributed by Hudson Soft before they got absorbed into Konami. So Konami isn't gaining a profit, it's Sony. Bloody Roar 3 is trapped on the PlayStation 2, Primal Fury is trapped on the Nintendo GameCube, and Primal Fury's updated re-release, Bloody Roar Extreme, is trapped on the GameCube in Japan and Xbox in America. Considering the fact that Morgan Harrow, the former Hudson Soft brand manager and web producer, revealed that something was supposed to happen in late 2011 to early 2012 but didn't due to Hudson Soft's closure, makes me believe that if Hudson Soft didn't shut down, we could have had a Bloody Roar game on the PlayStation 3 at the time. Interestingly though, Konami did completely secure the rights of the Bloody Roar series by going through the legal process of confirming that they got it thanks to absorbing Hudson Soft in 2023. Do keep in mind that this is 11 years after they absorbed Hudson Soft. This is an integral reason as to why Bloody Roar hasn't gotten a new entry since 2003/2004. It's because Konami took too long to take care of this legal process. In an alternate reality, they began working on the legalities much earlier than 2020, which was when this trademark stuff started. Considering that Bloody Roar has had a lot of new eyes on it thanks to the 3 consecutive years of it being at Combo Breaker and people in general asking for it to come back almost every day online, it is more than likely that Konami knows that there is a demand. In fact, Benjamin Kinney, the director of brand marketing at Konami, is aware of this as well.
Tell the story of look how passionate the fans are. So we use you guys to represent your points of views in the meetings and in the boardrooms for all the games, for all the IP. Everything from Bloody Roar to Suikoden to Silent Hill, all the titles that you mentioned, Castlevania. It doesn't matter.
Ideally, it would be best to re-release Bloody Roar 1, 2, 3, and Primal Fury onto modern platforms with good online netcode, artwork, hitboxes, and maybe command lists. Bloody Roar Extreme, the updated version of Primal Fury, is tricky because it will require a legal process due to Gentosha Comics owning the Bloody Roar the Fang manga, which is where the main protagonist Fang the Wolf is from, who happens to be a guest character in Bloody Roar Extreme. Basically, if Bloody Roar Extreme were to get re-released, Konami would have to pay the licensing fee to Gentosha Comics to use Fang, since Hudson Soft didn't and Konami currently doesn't have ownership to the manga. Bloody Roar 4, on the other hand, I am completely against getting re-released due to its poor quality compared to the other titles. But those feelings aside, I actually think it can't get re-released for 2 reasons. 1. The engine the game ran on, Renderware. EA owns that engine, so if BR4 got re-released as the same game as it was, EA would need to get paid a licensing fee because of Renderware. Bloody Roar 4 is not running on the same Bloody Roar engine as the first 4 games did. Now, if it's the exact same data with the same framework, but not on Renderware, it would need to be adjusted in ways to work on a new engine. 2. Abysmal sales and bad critical reception. As far as I remember, Bloody Roar 4 didn't even crack 100k in sales, and the game definitely left a sour taste in fans' mouths in general. Honestly, I just think they're better off leaving this one alone. I'll personally only feel okay with the re-release of this game if the games prior to it are re-released alongside it. Bring back Bloody Roar respectfully, Konami. I want it, the people want it, and Bloody Roar's developer Aiding is still around, so it would be easy to outsource to them. The other thing that's tricky when it comes to Bloody Roar's future is the fact that the series' former director, Kenji Fukuya, has been missing since 2003, so it's unknown if he's still around and he's just living an entirely different lifestyle, or yeah.
And y'all should definitely check out his channel because he goes into a lot more detail about this whole thing than I ever could. But that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter, but let me know what y'all think. There are a ton of different fighting games that should be re-released or put into a collection, but let me know what y'all will want to see. And on that note, I will catch y'all next time. We out.